I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I have some Sephora VIB stuff and then a couple other items that I had purchased this week. I'm going to start off with a repurchase, which is from Replica, and it is the By the Fireplace fragrance. I just ran out of the other bottle that I had, and I had it for, I would say, 2 years, but it's like one of my favorite wintertime, like, fragrances, and it smells like burnt marshmallows. That's like the best way to describe it. It's a warm vanilla cozy fragrance that does smell like kind of remnants of a fireplace, so like, again, burnt marshmallow. So this is what the bottle looks like on that guy, and here is the box, and it was a good time to purchase the fragrance because it's pretty expensive. So that's the By the Fireplace by Replica. I've watched a couple of Sephora VIB hauls so far, and I feel like everybody picked this product up. I did too. This is the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask in the new scent Mint Choco. This is the outside box packaging, and it does smell like mint chocolate, which mint chocolate chip ice cream, one of my favorites. I could probably live off of it. I would say it's a little bit more of a peppermint mint than a chocolate mint, but it still smells really good. And I do like to use this kind of throughout the day as a balm, or I kind of rotate them at nighttime as well. I've got the green apple one that's about halfway done, and then I gave my other pot of Laneige to my mom, and she really likes this. She uses it every single night. So I'm just gonna have fun incorporating this guy right here. It's just a fun one, and these are really good overnight lip masks, but in the dead of winter, it's not quite hydrating enough for me, but I still really like them. So I got that guy. And then one more repurchase, I got another one of the Origins Hello Calm Relaxing and Hydrating Face Masks with Cannabis Sativa Seed Oil. This is my 4th bottle of this mask, and what I like to do with this is like on a Sunday, I'll wash my face when I get up with like a really nourishing oil cleanser, then I'll put this on, and then I get in the shower and I kind of wash it off 3/4 of the way, and then I mix a little bit of a physical exfoliant in my hands, and then I massage that over the face with the remnants of this mask on my face, and it exfoliates but also puts some hydration into my skin, and my skin just feels super glowy. It's what I do almost every Saturday when I film a video. And I always feel like my skin looks super nice. I'd like to use it a little bit more often, but during the week and stuff like that, I just don't have the time, so it's kind of my little weekend treat. So I got another one of those guys, and I just really like it. It just does my skin really well. So far, these are all Sephora VIB things. Anastasia Beverly Hills came out with false eyelashes, so I thought I would go ahead and try a pair. I've got another pair in my cart. I know I'm going to end up placing one more order before the sale is up, which is on the 11th. I got the ones called So Hollywood, and I did trim off 2 chunks off the edge of these already. They're really, really long eyelashes. They're a lot longer than I had anticipated them to be, so I cut off the outer portion, which were even longer than that. And I had attempted to wear them the other day, and I put them on, and they were just like super long. And then I was like, oh, do I want to do that all day? And then I took them off. So I haven't officially worn them like all day or anything like that. I think that they're really pretty, but the band feels really nice, and they feel nice and lightweight. For false lashes, I think the packaging on that is pretty. I am going to go ahead and pick up one more style of these as well, like I said, during the sale while it's going on. I also purchased the Foreo Manuka Honey Revitalizing Activated Mask. This is one of the newer ones that they have come out with, and I used that this morning as well because my skin was feeling quite parched. It's been getting really cold where I'm at. Like, I think the high tomorrow is like 16 degrees, and I'm like, okay. 6 masks come in here, and then there's little discs, like little cotton discs that come inside of this packet, and they go in conjunction with the UFO treatment, and I can get 3 treatments out of 1 package of these. Like today, I really enjoy the UFO. I always wish that the treatments, there was like a setting to make the treatment longer, because I would literally like to, you know, run that over my face for like 5-10 minutes or something because it feels really nice. So what I typically do is I put the disc on, I do 1 treatment, and then I repeat the treatment until I run out of solution inside, because there's quite a bit of solution inside of this packet. So I really like to use up all of the solution that's inside of here when I do use these. Again, I repeat the treatment 3 to 4. I could probably get 4 actual treatments out of it, and I do it all at once because I think, again, it feels really good, like a good massage on the face. I got another one of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultrafine Mists. This is the one that is in my makeup room right here. I use it I use this mist every single day. I also have one in my bag, and I also have one on my desk. And this is the 4th bottle that I've got of this. This is one of the nicest facial mists that I have found that doesn't break me out. It gives my skin some hydration. It takes away any powderiness or anything like that. And it has a very, very fine mist. It does smell like watermelon as well, which is quite pleasant. But I really like that the mist is kind of controlled, because I get really dry underneath my eyes. So sometimes I like to focus some sprays underneath my eyes for added hydration. And again, I can't stop using this. I've tried a lot of facial mists, and this has been my favorite that I've found in a really long time. So that's the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist right there. And there's a full one in there. I have another repurchase. I didn't realize I had that many repurchases. I got another one of the Givenchy Cold Couture waterproof eyeliners in the shade 05 Jade. This has been my go-to waterline eyeliner for quite some time. You guys are probably sick of hearing me like talk about it, but that's the green liner that I usually have on my waterline like 9 times out of 10 videos I have this on. I have really sensitive watery eyes, and this doesn't bother them, and it also stays put for how watery my eyes get. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the one that I have in use right now, and that is in the shade Jade from Givenchy right there. Next up, I did purchase the Charlotte Tilbury Luxury Palette of Pops in Pillow Talk. I've got all of the quads from Charlotte Tilbury, so I wasn't stopping by not getting this one. So this here is a really shiny like eyeshadow formula that Charlotte Tilbury has done. The best way that I can describe them is kind of like more sheer, sophisticated, glittery pops on the eyes. Like if you follow her on Instagram, you like see her use these with her fingers, and the shine that's on the lids with these just turns out super, super pretty in those videos. I feel like they do that in real life as well, but you do have to kind of use a little more firm brush to pick that product up and then put it on a tackier base, which I use a tacky eyeshadow base anyway, so I can get away with putting it directly on the base that I use, which is actually the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. Is it the Complexion Rescue? Yes, it is. Stick foundation. This is my eyeshadow primer right here. I use Opal 01, and they go over the top of that pretty well. But these are all pretty shiny eyeshadows. So this is the one in Pillow Talk right here. Let's give you guys some swatches. Oh. Do I know what I'm doing? Barely. So you can see there isn't, you know, the darker one has quite a bit of pigmentation, but the other ones are a little bit more sheer, but they have a lot of shine to them. So if you were looking for some sophisticated high shine, these Palette of Pops are really good ones. Right there. So that's the one in Pillow Talk. I also finally got the Nars Studio 54 Inferno eyeshadow palette. This had been sitting in my cart for quite a while, and I was like, I know there's a sale coming. I know there's a sale coming. Just wait for the sale. So the sale came around, and I purchased this palette. There are 12 eyeshadows in here that are 0.05 ounces a piece. This is the box packaging, and then here is the actual packaging. It's got like a really fine glitter to it, but the glitter doesn't come off, and they're not like huge chunks of glitter. And then here is the back. And then inside of here, there's, I think, one matte. Yeah, there's like one matte shade, which is this kind of burnt red color. This one here is kind of a satin, and so is this black. And then you've got three, I would say, 2 really solid pressed glitters, which are these 2, and then some that are like glitters with more pigment in them are these 2 right here. And then this one here is a matte with sparkles in it. And then you've got these ones right here, which are shimmer shades. So quite a bit of glam. I had used this and put this one on the inner corner, this all over the lid, that through the crease with a little bit of the black, and then I put, I think, this guy under the brow bone and blended out with one of these other colors. It was pretty shiny, but it turned out quite pretty, I thought. And I feel like it gives me some serious holiday feel, because I feel like the holidays are all about glitter and sparkles and shine and all of that stuff, and I feel like this palette has that. And when I used that red shade right there, I used it with my finger, and I didn't get like a bunch of glitter fallout on my face either, but again, I do use a tacky base, so... This shade right here is a little bit more flaky, and I did have to kind of dig my brush into that guy, but see that red glitter there has got quite a bit of pigmentation for the glitter factor in it. And then this last row. Yeah, these ones are more glitter. If that makes sense, but everybody is into doing the pressed glitters, man. And there's some nice ones, but my favorite thus far has been the one that's been in that Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. So pretty. But those are the swatches for the Nars Inferno eyeshadow palette right there. And then I got one item from the Mercier holiday collection. She came out with some really pretty palettes this year. I was kind of like going back and forth which one to get, and this one kind of caught my eye the most, and it is the Cheek Canvas Soft Cheek Palette. There are 6 powders in here that are 0.1 ounces a piece, which is a pretty decent amount of product. I thought originally that this highlighter was going to be light enough for me, but it does deepen on the top of my cheekbones. So how I've been kind of using all of those highlighter shades are mixing them in with the blush shades, and it just adds a little bit of a twist and sheen, because this color right here is kind of a duochrome. It's a pink with a golden shift to it. And then they're very pigmented, those blushes, so these kind of lighten them up just a little bit and then give them a little bit more shine. So I've just been enjoying this, kind of using it like a painter type palette for blushes, and I've really been enjoying it. I've used it quite a bit so far since I've gotten it. And the powders, again, like I said, they're very pigmented. So here are the first 3. I was really thinking those highlighters would be light enough, but they're not quite. So those are the top 3. And then here are the bottom 3. These ones right here are kind of like satin shades, and then these ones right here are shimmers. This one's a very nude kind of blush. So those are the swatches for the Mercier, and then I forgot to show you guys, look at how pretty the imagery on the cover of this is. All of her packaging in this holiday collection has got a different pretty image like this, and I'm tempted to get a few more because I think they're so pretty, but anyway, that's the Cheek Canvas Soft Cheek Palette from Mercier right there. And then lastly, so far from the Sephora VIB sale, I did purchase all 3 of the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norwegian collection palettes. I got the Sephora exclusive large one right here with the butterflies, and then I also got both of the little palettes, which are 9 pans. Right here, this is the outside box packaging. And I have both the volume 1 and volume 2 of the Nirvana palettes, and I really like the palettes. I think that the quality of the shadows in there is really nice. They're very pigmented. They're easy to work with. I get some really pretty looks out of them. And one of the things that I kind of enjoy the most about them is it's just this like random toss of like super vibrant colors, and when I go to use them I just always end up with a very kind of unique but fun look, and I really enjoy that about these products. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch the Mini Pro Pigment Volume 1 first. So this is what the packaging on this guy looks like, and then inside of here you've got 6 mattes, which are these 3, these 2, and then this pink, and then this one right here is kind of a satin with a bit of sparkle in it, and then these 2 right here are shimmers, and this shade does have micro glitters in it. And again, very pigmented. I get along with them really well. Wait till you see the vibrancy of this neon orange shade right here. It's very pretty. And that's a matte orange. So those are the first 4. And then these next ones. I do feel like the shimmers, the 2 shimmers in this palette are a little bit less stiff than some of the shimmers in her other palettes. They're a little bit easier to pick up on a brush. I think the shimmers in the other palettes are pretty, but you do have to kind of grind a brush in there to get that product to pick up. These ones are a little bit softer. those are the next four, and then I got this guy right here. Oh, right there. So there is the Nirvana Mini Pro Pigment Palette, Volume 1. And then here's the Mini Pro Pigment Palette, Volume 2. This one's got 7 mattes, which are these ones, and then this green here. And then for shimmers, you've got these two right here. And I just really love the color scheme of this one. I think it's super pretty as well. Super fun. This just reminds me of like a summer palette. That's a matte yellow. Matte yellows are not easy to do. Like a pastel too. So those are the first 4. And then these next guys. I love that shimmery green. Very beautiful. Oh my gosh. So those are the next 4. And then this last matte brown here. So those are the swatches for the Mini Pro Pigment Palette Volume 2 right there. And then we've got the Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3. I think the packaging on this guy is super pretty with the butterflies on there. And then the color scheme in here is super pretty. I definitely have not used all of these shades yet. I've used quite a few of them, but not all of them. And again, like you look at it and the colors are just kind of like all over, which I like because it kind of brings out some more creativity. And I feel like the looks, again, they always come out like super fun and unique. There are a massive amount of matte eyeshadows in here. You've got 16 really true mattes in here, which are these 3, this guy, those 2, these 3 right here, these 2, and then these 4 down here are true mattes. This A4's got a slight satin pearl to it, as does B2, and then E5's got a shimmer, D4, C5, C1, and B1. And then there's a super substantial mirror in there as well. And then here are the shades. These palettes are like super heavy too. So I'm gonna, oh gosh, this feels like butter, you guys. I'm going to swatch all of these. It's gonna take me a minute. But, oh, I love those neons. I just love them. So there are the first 4. And then these next ones. This is so pretty. I just love these colors. There's just some super unique, fun colors in here. I love them. I get along with them really well too. Like I've been playing around with them other 2 palettes for a while now, and I really enjoy them. So there are the next 4. Now I need to give my arm a break. Then we got these guys. This one here is one that I did kind of have to stick my brush into to get that to pick up, but on it's very pretty. One thing I wish is that she would have made these eyeshadows magnetic so that we could pop them out and like put them all in one palette if we wanted like all 3 of the palettes. Remember that right here? I think that would have been super fun. Look at that green. And then these next 4. I'm gonna hit the elbow again today. Right there. And then this last row. There's just so many shades to swatch here. Here, we'll do right here. I'm running out of space. Oh, I got a little off track. And then the very last shade, which is a shimmery purple. Right there. We'll put that one right here too. Right there. Look at all those shades. That is a summer palette too, isn't it? So that's the Norwegian and ABH Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3. And I really dig it, you guys. And then I do have a palette here that I didn't get during the sale. I actually purchased it off of the Bobbi Brown website. I think I got 15% off because I signed up for like emails or something. And I kept looking at this palette and I knew the shades were going to be Baked Gelée and it looks so pretty, but I was waiting for like a discount because it's quite spendy. And they didn't have this on Sephora, which would have been nice if they had it on Sephora, but I think right now Bobbi Brown is doing 20% off on her whole website. So if you were interested in this might be a good time to get it. But this is the palette that I have on my face today. It's the Luxe Gems Eyeshadow Palette. This is the outside box packaging. I do have Wet n Wild Brûlée underneath the brow. Otherwise, all the other shadows are from this palette. And here is the actual packaging. It's like kind of 3D on there. Very, very pretty. And then here are the shadows inside. You do have two kind of satin mattes, which are this purple and then this color right here, which have this one through the crease and I blended out with this one. And then I've got this one on the inner portion of the lid and this guy on the rest of the lid. So I've got 4 colors from this palette on my eyes today. And I haven't purchased a Bobbi Brown palette for quite some time because I just feel like her shadows are just very different. They're not very pigmented sometimes and they can get hard pan really easily. The formula is usually really hard pressed, which I know some people really enjoy a lighter formula. Bobbi Brown definitely is a lighter formula. I feel like these shades are also lighter, but they have a decent pigmentation. But the shimmers, they almost have quite a bit of shine and less filler pigment, if that makes sense. They are Baked Gelée, but there's a slight bit more powderiness to them than some other Baked Gelée products that I have. The shimmers are very, very shiny. I don't know how well they're picking up in the screen, but they're very, very pretty. But there isn't a ton of filler type pigment, but the shine from those shades are super stunning. I did have to go in quite a few times to pick up product from these 2 shades, which are like the satin matte shades, just because they didn't pick up on my brush super easy. But once I built them up, I think that they turned out quite nice. And again, it's just a beautiful palette to look at. I think that there's quite a few people that may like this, especially if you wanted to dip into some shimmer and you didn't want to be over the top. So here are the first 3. I'm hoping in the swatches you can see, I guess it's almost like a slight translucency to the shades. I should say not so much these darker 2, but these lighter 3 have a slight translucency to them. This one's a duochrome that's like a pinky orange, which is really pretty. And this color's stunning as well. So you can kind of see right there that it's a little bit see-through. I love that color too. I had to do a double take because I'm like, I only see 6 swatches and there's 7 shades. Yeah, this matte kind of transition color is blending right into my skin tone. So there are the swatches for the Bobbi Brown Luxe Gem Eyeshadow Palette. For as sparkly as these were too, I did tap my brush off, but I didn't get a massive amount of fallout, which is good, but they are, like, these lighter ones especially are a little bit more flaky. So, and again, they're just so pretty to look at. When I opened this up, I was like, ooh. And that's everything for my haul today. I did just get in the Tati Beauty the Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette. I have not touched it yet though, so I'm contemplating filming a video on that after I've tried it for a few times and see how it goes. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen and I'll see you guys later. Bye.